Hey y'all, it's Natalie, and I have a layout using this Rainbow Floral set from Pink Fresh Studio. I coveted this set forever and waited and had to end up buying it from like 2 or 3 different places, and I still hadn't made a layout with it, so I decided it was time. So I've already used the washi on some white cardstock and run it through my die cut machine and cut it out. And now I'm going to use my Distress Oxides and the same rainbow colors that are on the flower washi. And I'm going to use this Vicky Bouton stencil, and I'm just going to very lightly use my brushes to put the color through the stencil in a rainbow stripe down the middle of the page. I'm using that stencil, I'm lining it up perfectly so that when I add the next color, you can't really tell like where I moved the stencil, right? So this was really fun. I'll probably be doing this again. Honestly, I really like the way that this looks, and most of it probably gets covered up anyway at the end, but it is nice to have a little bit of that mixed media sticking out. Yeah. So I'm using, I think, Candied Apple and Squeezed Lemonade and Mowed Lawn, and then Blueprint Sketch and Wilted Violet. Now here I did go wrong a little bit. I should have taken my stencil off and cleaned it a little bit, because a little bit of that green kind of gets mixed with the blue, but it's okay because on the washi, the blue is a very muted blue, and it actually kind of does mix with the green because there's the leaves on the flowers, so it's okay. Again, like I said, it gets mostly covered up anyway, so it's fine. But I'm really loving the way that looks. I know it seems a little bright for the washi tape, but again, I'm covering most of it up, so it's okay. Plus, it could be brighter if you rubbed harder. You could probably have distressed it with some water as well, but I didn't put any gesso on the page. So before I move on, I am going to add water to my stencil and just kind of get the rest of that color off and see what it looks like. So I created kind of like a cute little background piece here. I didn't spritz it because my kid has stolen all of my little spritzer bottles. I got to go search those down and bring them back to my scrapbook desk. So while I'm going to set aside the background paper, and I'm going to use that Wow Embossing Gold Glitter to heat emboss this stamp on the vellum. Now, I will say I really wanted this set, and it's super beautiful, and I definitely would not have bought the washi and the die without also buying either the stencils or the stamp, but I wish it wasn't such a weird size. Like, I get it. I understand the concept of having the one single piece of die, and so you kind of need it to be the one big stamp, but it doesn't fit with any other stamps that are like made, and so like the storage of it is going to be a pain in the butt. But that's my only complaint because it is quite beautiful. So I'm using this heat embossing powder over the vellum. When you heat emboss vellum, I would suggest going from the bottom just because it's a very thin paper and you can singe it, which you could singe cardstock as well, but this will just take on some color quicker than cardstock. So I'm just making sure that I didn't miss any spots with the embossing powder, and then I'm not really going to worry about brushing off the excess too much because it's going to be die cut out. So if there's any smudges around the edges, it doesn't really matter. But there you can see I'm holding the heat gun on the back side and not holding it in one spot too much, and it's so beautiful. This is like one of my favorite embossing powders. It's from Wow Embossing, and so it's like gold metallic, but it also has glitter in it. Super beautiful. So I'm gonna finish that up, and then I'm going to trim it down and run it through my Sizzix machine with the die cut. And there you can see. So I think that'll look really lovely with the washi tape Rainbow Floral. And now back to the background page. I have this cute little rainbow stripe paper. I think it's from Studio Calico. And I'm going to get a strip of it just to where the inked portions that I did earlier can peek out around either side. And I'm going to kind of just get an idea of how I'm putting everything down on the page. So I want to use the 2 wreaths behind the photo. It's my husband and me at a wedding we attended last summer. And then I'm going to tuck the rainbow florals in amongst the part of the inking that matches their color. And then as well, I'm going to stick the gold parts in. I backed our photo on some cute little pink paper by Maggie Holmes. It has some gold foil accents on it. And so I sliced those wreaths so that they can go around either corner of our photo. I'm going to rough up the edges. I did add a few more tears just to be able to see a little bit more of the background stenciling that I did. I'm going to rough up the edges, and I'm just going to put tape down right in the middle because I want to be able to lift up the edges of that paper to tuck in the die cut floral pieces. I'm loving how that looks. Super fun. And I'm going to stick up the photo on my Big Mama foam roll tape from Spiegel Mom Scraps. And it is great foam tape. It is a little stinky. I just took this roll out of the package, but the stink dissipates if you just leave it out of the package for a little while. I went ahead and added the wreath parts to the cardstock into the photo so that they go ahead and like have that lift so that they are on the top layer of the page and have that lift along with the photo. So now like I said, I'm going to use the same colors of flowers to go in on the same color of stenciling that I do. I also added in a few foliage leaves that I cut in some gold, like kind of champagne glitter color. So that's what you see over there. And I'm using, I don't know, Heartfelt, maybe? I'm not sure the name of the collection, but Pink Fresh sells like these tidal ephemeras, which I love. Oh, I realized I needed more rainbow washi. So I am putting it down on some cardstock. And again, I couldn't like just fit it on one piece of like the short end of the 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I had to put it on the long end because the die and the stamp are so long. But again, it's worth it. It's so beautiful. And I'm going to run that through my die cut machine, just getting out any wrinkles that are in the parts that will be cut out. But anyway, so I had the Title Builder die cut ephemera out, and I picked the word love with gold foil. And I wanted to say celebrate love because we were at a wedding. But actually, once I get love on there, the thickers that I was going to use to put celebrate they were still too big. They were small, but they were still too big for like the daintiness of the layout. And I thought about trying to stamp it, but I couldn't find a stamp that said celebrate all in one word. And you know what? I was like, you know what? This is just good the way it is. Like sometimes I'm just going to go with it. Because like I have a lot of photos from this evening, and I am going to do like a pocket page with a lot of them that will include journaling. So that's why I didn't include journaling on this page, but I'm okay with just using the word love because it is us and we are in love. And it's okay. Sometimes you just got to go with changing your mind. You just go with the flow in the scrapbooking, right? So I'm using my Nuvo adhesive to stick down just the bottom portions of the florals that go under the pattern paper so that I'm not sticking down the tips of the flowers that are sticking out so that I can kind of floof them up. And you'll see that at the very end. I will floof a lot because I love to have that texture. It's so beautiful. These types of pages are always fun if you like to display your work on like the wall. I know like Paige Evans does that, and a lot of people probably do that, but she has posted online like her setup that she uses to show her pages, and it's so beautiful. And this is, although I will say hers are in page protectors when she does do that. This would be really great to show outside of the page protector because it has all of that dimension and stuff. But I did think about going through and adding in some gold pearls. I haven't done that yet, so maybe I will do that off screen just to add a little something more. But I mean, it really has a lot going on already, doesn't it? So what are we doing here? Just filling in all the florals. Super fun. Like I said, you can hardly see the stenciling that I did, but you do see peaks of it here and there, and that makes me happy. I'm gonna put all my affiliate links down below. If you would like to shop at a Cherry on Top, I have an affiliate link for them. I have a link for Spiegel Mom Scraps. They have, of course, all kinds of sequins, but they also have the Big Mama foam roll, and they have tearaway tape and all kinds of good adhesive if you would like to use those. There I am floofing, and that's gonna be it. Here comes the final photos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'd love it if you'd like and subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions down below. Bye, y'all.